Okay, John with Fan Restorations here. I got a different kind of video for you guys today. This is how to repair a fan on a small electric appliance. This could be anything like this wine fridge here, something like an Uller, just anything that has a fan in it. Proceed at your own risk as far as warranty or zapping yourself. Always make sure you unplug the component, of course. Anyways, a little background on this particular instance. This is a wine fridge we've had for several years. It works great, but we have had some problems with the fan. It's kind of got this rough sound. You can hear it vibrating, and then at one point it quit altogether after making a god-awful screeching sound. And so I'm going to show you guys how to repair these if it's repairable. I imagine a lot of these are, and this will save you a ton of money. If nothing else, you can get a new fan. They're pretty, you get just about anything on Amazon anymore to repair a lot of this stuff instead of spending, so we could have pitched this and spend, several $100s on a new fridge, but this is a quick, easy fix that didn't cost me anything. So we'll go take a look at the fan. Okay, so here's the fan. This is pretty standard as far as these little electronics go. You can actually, I looked this up once and I could get one of these on Amazon. You can see it's just a little 12 volt, just a small light duty fan. And it was just, again, sticking really bad. Now, you'll have to forgive me. I kind of had the idea for this video as an afterthought to the repair, so it's already disassembled, but I will show you guys how to get it all back together. But again, this was a super easy fix and was very successful. I haven't completely reassembled it, so I'm going to walk through that now. But basically, the fan will come apart. What you want to do is take like a Q-tip, maybe a little bit of alcohol on it, just kind of clean the grease out that's already there. Same thing with the shaft. Clean inside of here out really good of any dust so that it can make a better contact here with the electromagnetic motor, excuse me. Just clean this all really good. I used a little air duster just to kind of spray things down really good, and then some paper towels, and just kind of cleaned everything good. So anyways, you want to get everything clean and then just take a light grease. You don't want to use oil like WD for a couple reasons. Now, the first time I did this, I didn't completely disassemble it, and I tried just shooting it with some WD, and it worked great for like 2 months, and then it started coming back again. So now I'm doing a more permanent thing after I've figured out a little bit more about how to get the fan further apart. So I am using something called Seal Glide. You don't need anything this heavy duty. Even Vaseline may work well. But you just want something that's not going to just drip out. So I have just lightly coated this shaft a couple of times. That's why it's shiny. And then, as you can see, oops, I keep bumping my camera. As you can see, now it's got smooth movement again. So that's what you're after. And from there, we want to get the retainer back in. You want to pick, or in this case, I use just a regular needle to get this guy off. This was a little tricky. Now we'll see if I can actually get it back in. So this is the retainer that's going to keep the shaft in place. Okay, I'm going to need another tool. Okay, let's see here. What we don't want to do is break the plastic clip. I may not have the fan up far enough. Let's see here. No, I do. I'm gonna stick a paper towel under here to push it up. Okay. There we go. Okay. So now our fan's got its retainer back in. And then aside from that, there is a black plug. Ah, come on. Just a little rubber plug. And then I'll put the sticker back on just to help hold that in place, and so I've got the part number. All right, so now the fan is reassembled, working properly. So now let's go back over to the fridge. All right, let's see if I can do this without constantly bumping the camera. So the fan just screws into this mount. So if I were to order the fan, it would probably just be this unit. If I recall right, that was the case. So anyways, you've got these little plastic tabs that grab these fins. Another thing you want to do, which I already did it, but I'll show you, is you want to take the air duster and you want to clean everything out really good here, especially these fins. This is what makes the temperature change, is the airflow across these. So you want to make sure that these are really clean, and then hit the electronics a little bit as well. This particular setup is super simple. It's just 4 of these black screws. And it's just not so simple getting them started. And all these screws do is once you get them lined up, so you see I'm wiggling this fan back and forth. That is to change the angle of the screw so that I can actually get it to turn. Okay, we're going to start another one. This is where a magnetic screwdriver would come in handy. All right, that one's going right in. Okay, so we're just going to start each one. And come back around and tighten them down. But anyways, all the screw is doing is going between a couple of the fins. And the fins are held between the plastic fan mount so that they can't spread too far. So it's basically just using a kind of like just tension. So these won't go super tight. You just want to go till they stop. So you hear that little crinkling sound, and that's the sound of me hitting the end. Incidentally, I have repaired this once before. After it got bounced around in an earthquake back when we lived in California, there is a component underneath this that goes between, there's one of these on the inside and outside if I remember right, and then there's this little electronic gizmo, just this little pad that comes out, and you can see my new wiring here. And for some reason that went out. So anything that's transferring heat probably operates off of a similar system. You don't want to be rough with them because, like I said, it just got bounced around on a shelf in an earthquake and it took that thing out. Again, I was able to take this all apart. That's why you can see some of this in here. And did a little bit of research, found out it was that thermal deal, and I was able to find that on Amazon. It was super cheap, replaced it, and this thing has been humming along ever since. So anyways, you see this just plugs into the circuit board over here. See if I can get a little closer here. Just right in there. Same thing with the thermal component. Just be careful you don't bump anything in there. You don't want to break the board. All right, so now we'll plug this in. And there you go. Oh yeah, so super smooth now. Again, it was starting to vibrate again. The WD-40 just didn't last as long. It was just a quick and dirty thing. I couldn't figure out at the time how to get that fan all the way apart. But anyways, and then it's just a matter of putting this cover back on. You know, that'll be specific to whatever appliance you're working on. And again, just make sure you clean things as you go. Like all the fans will have some kind of filter, so clean that really good. The cover, you know, where the filter mounts, I cleaned those holes really good. Just make sure everything's good and clean, and keep an eye on these. Any component that has a fan probably has something like this that you want to be checking on occasionally. But there you have it. I mean, didn't cost me anything. Without doing this video, we're talking 15-20 minutes maybe. I mean, this one in particular is really simple to get to. I may do this on our Oolers too. We've got those the mattress system that cools and heats our mattress, and those make a bit of racket on startup and then kind of just goes away and sounds perfect after about 5 minutes. But I don't like the fact that it's making that noise at all. It means that it's struggling. So at some point I may take those apart and do the same thing if I'm able, and see what happens there. They're past warranty, so I don't, you know, as long as I'm careful and don't break it to where it doesn't work at all, it's worth trying that. And if I end up doing that, I will post that as another example. So anyways, this is, like I said, super simple, free. A lot of people would just junk this wine cooler, which again, you know, it's several $100s. This wasn't a stupid expensive one, but it wasn't cheap either. And all it took was, you know, 15-20 minutes and just stuff I had lying around the house. So hope you find that useful. You know, nothing to do with the Green Trek or, you know, restoring some old thing, just a tip on getting more out of your modern electronics. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you think. And like and subscribe. Have a good one.